arrowheads in the United Nations, they are all in some criminal activities in one way or the other in various countries. They have not been able to promote any sustainable development. Look at what has happened in Venezuela. Look at what is happening in Iran. If the United Nations were living up to their expectation, they would have been able to call all these countries that are having all these challenges into the table and be able to resolve the crisis that they are having before it can, it can explode into the international arena. They have not been able to do that.
Hello, are you guys hearing them now? Good morning. Good morning.
All right.
So the United Nations, they have not been promoting any developmental project, any security in the countries that needed sustainable development. You can imagine Venezuela, for instance. Venezuela is rich in oil, in resources, but the population, the people of Venezuela are suffering. Okay? The same thing applies to Iran. The people of Iran are suffering, but you have the United Nations. Then what is their responsibility?
The same thing in zoo. Suffering
what
and
is
smiling.
their responsibility as a United Nation body?
Echi hasi obi nwanne echi hasi hey afu ehika nwanne ya asikwa hey Biafra. The next one is here ka na awari na street na shout obi. Obi go buy all of you.
All right, Mazi David, I see that you are having a little bit interruption, so we'll continue.
A na-ekwu okwu freedom ndị nwụrụ anwụ akago nkụ ọ bụrụ na ọ bụghị ihe anyị na-eme ụlọ che na unu ji enwe ebe unu kpọrọ your house ebe unu ga-eji kwa Christmas izuzugharị ọzọ isi na nha etiri obi bụ onye ha etiri gị karịcha onwe ihe o kwuru ka a na-egbu unu all this Christian genocide onwe ihe nụrụ okwu.
The US withdrawal from the United Nations. So, and we all know as Biafrans what this will.
Yeah, I want to write the topic back. Joe, go ahead. I will soon.
No problem. Thank you. So, and we all know what how the UN has really, worked to suppress the awareness of our freedom. Colluding with their allies, which is the Nigerian terrorist state.
No, so sorry, my brother. Let me just run it out. I'm having some distraction here. So number 4 is delivering humanitarian aid and coordinating global responses. This is one of the responsibilities of the United Nations, delivering global aid. You can remember in what happened in September 7th in Israel. Some of the United Nations officials were fingered into joining Hamas to abduct and kill Israelis. This is against the document that established the United Nations. So, serving as a forum for multilateral diplomacy. In other words, when countries are in conflict, when countries have issues with their neighbors, when there are other things that needed to be put in place in countries, the United Nations should serve as a body, because they said united. They should unite countries that are not united with other countries. They should be able to resolve issues that need to be resolved within countries. So, but is the United Nations doing all this? The answer is no. They have not been doing all this. There are agencies that have been created within the United Nations to siphon money, to commit all manner of corruption within the United Nations itself. They partition the United Nations into countries who are getting money into the United Nations body. There are countries who are funding the activities of the United Nations. And so therefore, the members of the United Nations are listening to the dictators of such countries that are funding them, giving them kickbacks, thereby making them to ignore and neglect the tenets of their establishment. So it is very, very unfortunate that the United Nations have not been living up to its expectation. And that is what led to America pulling out and withdrawing from this United Nations because they are not living up to the expectation, they are not doing the needful, they are not responding to issues that needed their attention, they are not even listening to countries who their citizens are crying out against injustices, against persecution, against corruption. The United Nations are not even listening to their people. Take, for instance, what is happening in Iran today. What is the position of the United Nations? What about how the Venezuelans were crying when Nicolas Maduro was still in power? You see how people were being killed, are being imprisoned. The United Nations never spoke because they are getting kickback from Maduro. What about in Nigeria, where people are being killed? You cannot protest. You can't do anything. Where Islamization agenda is on top gear. The Secretary General Guterres, he was even supporting the reintegration of the terrorists into the Nigerian army. So these are some of the things that Trump has considered and seen that this United Nations is a money-making machine for the globalists and those who are at the helm of affairs in that United Nations organization. So they are not listening to the people or the countries that are facing persecution, the countries that are being harassed, the citizens of the countries that are facing all manner of intimidation, harassment from their government. The United Nations cannot speak because such countries are funding their hierarchy of command. So that is what the United Nations have seen. They even support wars when they see that the country that is funding them is at war. Instead of them to go and make peace and resolve the issue, they will now side that country, against the other. But that is not the tenet of their establishment. So this is what the president of the world considered and say, no, he cannot be part of this organization, and they have to be held accountable and responsible because most of the atrocity that is happening all around the world, the United Nations have been fingered to be engineers of such conflict, to be fueling conflict around the country, around the world. And that is why we welcome this power shift. That is why we appreciate the president of the world, the leader of the free world, for withdrawing from these United Nations and its organizations. And that is why we, the Biafran people, will always align with America. Anywhere America goes, that is where Biafra goes. Because we are people who love life. We are advocates of live and let live. We don't want terrorism. We don't want war. We are people of peace. And America is people of peace as well. And that is why we support them. And that is why we always follow America wherever it goes. And that is why we are pro-West in whatever is happening. And that is why we are encouraging our people to support our government so that together we are going to move with America as it moves towards changing the global perception of the United Nations and taking that responsibility of reshaping. If at all the United Nations will come back, it must be reshaped with the presence of America and people of unquestionable character be elected to head such bodies. Not people like Gorotoris or whatever his name is, that one terrorist reintegrated into the Nigerian military. And this is as a result that is leading to the mass murder, mass slaughter of Christians and mass slaughter of Biafrans in that evil contraption we call Nigeria. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Over to you, co-host or the host. Let me attend to something. There one.
Thank you so much, my lecturer, David. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And 1 million young lion. Thank you so much. And I'm seeing Mazi code number here. I appreciate your presence. Let's continue from where I stopped. And I appreciate everyone here. Like Professor David was saying, most of the responsibilities of United Nations, they turn blind eyes to it. Like I said, they treat these colonial borders as sacred, something that you should not touch, you should not even go near it. Whereas in their charter, the right to self-determination is enshrined. What UN should have done is, according to their charter, if a people come together and say, this is how they want to live their life, this one will have to govern themselves. UN, instead of going according to their charter, to ask, okay, if that is the case, let's have a referendum. That's what their charter is all about, in that very section of their charter, about self-determination. Like David was saying, instead of this leading to war, instead of it leading to friction, instead of it leading to bloodshed, let's have a referendum. Let's find out from the people whether really they want to govern themselves. But they wouldn't do it. So we're going to go through all that. And I thank you so much for that submission of their inability to perform their constitutional rules, which has plunged the entire world into crisis. That was a very good point to raise. So UN treats sovereign nations who are members of the United Nations. Those colonial borders are treated as if they were sacred ordinances, as if they were something that God ordered that it has to be that way. Whereas some people sat in Berlin, we know this very well, and these borders were created. It wasn't something that heaven ordained or created. In the case of Nigeria, we all know that somebody, the person of Lugard and his girlfriend, created these borders. So, but UN treats these borders as sacred ordinances that should not be tampered with. And the worst part of it is, even when these borders, artificial borders, has resulted to violence, UN would rather think of stability far above human life. So-called stability, the stability of the territorial integrity of Nigeria, preserving the territorial integrity of Nigeria as a sovereign state. UN would rather look at it and value it above the human lives that are being lost as a result of this forced union. That is not acceptable. If United Nations were true to themselves and to their conscience or consciences, they would know that instead of forced unity resulting to violence and killings and genocide, can we step in and ask the people to vote yes or no in a plebiscite or referendum? So you said it correctly when you said they are not doing what they were created to be. So the UN language, in their language, stability often means frozen injustice. In the UN palace, in their own language, they would rather froze justice. They would rather froze justice in favor of so-called stability of sovereign nations who are members of that union. You see, since 1967, Biafra has not been defeated. Biafra has not been defeated on the battlefield of ideas. Since 1967, Biafra has not been defeated in the battlefield of ideas. It has only been buried in paperwork, veto power, and diplomatic silence. That's what has kept us where we are. That's what has suppressed us. Our quest for independence, our desire to be who we are, our longing to pursue our destiny and our happiness has been buried in paperwork, bureaucracy, which characterizes that institution called United Nations. Veto power. And you have who is saying no. If I want to recognize you, I will recognize you. I don't have to keep waiting for a corrupt institution, what they will say or what they will not say. So what Trump's withdrawal really means, Trump's worldview, Trump's own worldview, his own worldview is not ideological, rather it is transactional. If you have watched his activities, his worldview is not issue of ideology, but it is transactional. And what does this mean? He does not believe in maintaining systems for sentimental reasons. Trump does not believe in maintaining United Nations as it is, as weak as it is, as irresponsible as it is. He does not want to pamper and maintain it as it is, just for sentiment, because of sentiment. No. That's one thing about him. He's a very strong personality. And the world needs such people at a time like this. In this space, there's something I would call Trump doctrine. Trump doctrine. And that's what's been guiding him in all his activities. What do I mean by Trump's doctrine? No endless multilateral babysitting. No endless, one of his doctrine is no endless multilateral babysitting. And what do I mean by this? The United States should stop carrying the burden of other nations' security, stability, and governance indefinitely, especially through international bodies, and alliances where U.S. interest is not considered. That's one of his doctrine. Carrying the burdens of others through an institution that will not do the right thing. Will not do the right thing. And when you look at the UN, the US pays most of the bills, the costs. US takes most of the risk. Other countries contribute little or nothing. I'm telling you. Conflicts drag on without clear benefit to American citizens. I'm talking of Trump's doctrine, what I call Trump's doctrine in this space. And these are the things that have been guiding him in his actions. No blind funding of hostile institutions. No more blind funding of hostile institutions. I'm talking of Trump's doctrine, which at the end of the day we'll see is going to benefit us. Going to be to our own benefit. No more funding of blind institutions. No moral lecturing without reciprocity. No more moral lecturing without reciprocity. America has to see what is there for them before they spend one dime. And this is how responsible nations are run. You don't just waste your taxpayers' money and fund an institution that will relegate its obligations and allow things to rot. All over the places there are crises. Like Prophet David was saying, if UN has lived up his expectations as a peacemaker, the wars we are seeing today between Russia and would not have happened. So why funding using your taxpayers' money to fund institutions that do not live up to their expectations? Nation to nation power politics. That's this. I'm still talking about Trump's doctrine. Nation to nation power politics. And what does this mean? Nation to nation. That's the last of the doctrine of Trump, Donald Trump. And this is where what actually led to the withdrawal. Nation to nation power politics. And what do I mean by this? What do I mean by this? Please, my co-host, these people that are asking for this, can you assist in also bringing them in a bed, please? Please, a bed. So, what does it mean when I say power to power politics? Before I go into that, let me talk about direct leverage. United States refers to use clear, immediate, and controllable pressure on other nations rather than slow, indirect influence through multilateral institutions. This multilateral institutions like UN, they are very slow in responding to issues, even when those issues are very urgent, even when lives are being wasted due to the bureaucratic and the corrupt nature of UN. They are so slow in responding to issues that matter, including the Biafran issue. So in simple terms, what I'm just saying is, pressure them directly. Don't negotiate endless through global middlemen. Trump is seeing UN as a middleman. And that's exactly what we should be seeing them, following their antecedent. So why negotiate through endless middlemen, through global middlemen, when you can pressure them directly? When you can put pressure on a particular nation that is behaving unjustly, is perpetrating wickedness, genocide, while you can intervene directly and bring about sanity, then you are waiting to go through global middlemen like United Nations. And why not recognize a nation and you have to wait until United Nations says something? Those are the issues. Recognition as a sovereign nation based on your own interests, not until UN says go ahead. No. And that's why you remember when it fought them, he unilaterally recognized Jerusalem as the internal capital of the Jewish state, the state of Israel. So what Trump's doctrine is simply saying, only a sovereign state has the authority to recognize another state. Only a sovereign state has the authority to recognize another sovereign state, to recognize another government or political entity. And that this decision is entirely discretionary and not subject to international pressure. You want to recognize a country that deserves recognition. You won't do it. You won't do it using your own discretion as a sovereign state. But you want to wait and subject what you want to do to international pressure. Trump is saying no, enough of that. In simple terms, I am saying recognition is a political power, not a humanitarian obligation. Under the Trump doctrine, recognition is used as a tool of state power. It is not outsourced to the UN. You don't outsource it to the UN or international consensus, because they will never agree. They will never agree. So why wait on them? Why outsourcing it to United Nations when you can go ahead as a sovereign state and recognize another state? You see, it is not delayed waiting for global approval. So Trump is saying enough of that. What is right for America should be right to America should go ahead and do it. America should not be delaying what is right for them because they are waiting for global approval. Those are the issues. That's what Trump doctrine is saying. And it is based on national interest. America first, Biafra first, not sentiment. That's what Trump doctrine is all about. And these are the reasons why eventually, at the end of the day, Trump looked at it and said, no, enough is enough. Trump treated recognition as a unilateral decision tied to leverage, strategy, and advantage. That's what Trump believes in. Recognizing a nation should not be based on whether United Nations are agreed together. No. It should be based on decision tied to leverage, tied to strategy, and tied to advantage. So what recognition actually does, what it does, when a major power recognizes an entity, a major power, when I talk about, I'm talking about like America. When US recognizes a country, unlike waiting for UN, it confers legal and diplomatic legitimacy, and it opens doors to embassies, treaties, trade and defense agreements. It alters international behavior even without UN approval. That's where we are going now. That's where the shift is. That is global shift. The power shift. That's where it is now. It forces others to do or to respond. When a major power like US, under this power shift, recognizes a nation, it will force others to respond and realign. Either you respond or you realign. Already we are seeing it playing out. We are seeing it playing out. United Nations bodies rely heavily on US funding. There's no doubt about it. And when UN exists, like it has done now, what happens? UN loses his ability to enforce. That's enforcement strength. He loses it. And it has lost it. It has lost it. Because the referee has left. So the game may still be on, but the rules may change. So when US exists, a global institution like the United Nations, that institution loses its enforcement strength. And what again? It's also a loss of narrative authority. That UN says, even when you are dying, UN says, it's not so. That narrative, he has lost that power. That power to be the one that says the narrative, he has lost it. Loss of intimidation power. The withdrawal of US, what it has resulted to is that United Nations have lost that intimidation power. Like I said, when the referee leaves the field, which is the US has left the field, the game doesn't end though. It's not that the United Nations will no longer be there. The game doesn't end. But the rules will change. And it will change in our favor. The rules will change and it will change in our favor. They will still be there. But the referee has left. So when you look at this, you will see that This has weakened the Nigerian shield. When I'm talking about shield, the umbrella where Nigeria has always been hiding itself. They have been punctured. That umbrella has been punctured. That shield that has been covering Nigeria, that shield has been taken away. Nigeria does not survive internationally by excellence. Take note of this. Nigeria has never survived internationally by excellence. No, no. It survives by institutional shielding. That's why they quickly sent their madam to United Nations. Nigeria has always been surviving by institutional shielding, protection, covering that UN has been giving it. But thank God that that covering has been taken away. That covering has been taken away by this great man called Donald Trump. So that has been the Nigerian international armor, the armor of Nigeria, their power, their strength, has been that covering that UN has been giving them. And the same thing has affected UN and AU. As UN is weakened today, which has been the mega umbrella, it has also weakened the AU. So we're no longer going to be waiting until UN speaks, until AU speaks. No. There's a shift in power. UN fear of precedent. That's because if this happened, it happened before. No. This fear results into strategic silence. The fear that if Nigeria breaks, if I tamper with the territorial integrity of Nigeria, and as a result, they kept silent. And what has that silence resulted to? It has resulted to Fulani terror, which only US now have been able to step in without the consensus, going for consensus within the United Nations. It has unilaterally stepped in where UN have been silent. So the silence of UN has resulted into Fulani terror, massacre of indigenous communities, military occupations. That's why you go to Biafra land, if you are traveling and once you pass through Benin or so, you begin to see militant checkpoints, aggressive militant checkpoints, littered all over Biafran territory. All this has happened because UN have been silent. UN don't want to anything to tamper with the territorial integrity of the colonial borders, which they are protecting, which they treat as sacred ordinance. So Trump's withdrawal doesn't attack Nigeria directly. That withdrawal doesn't attack Nigeria directly, but it has removed the umbrella Nigeria hides under. Yes, the withdrawal does not attack Nigeria directly, but it has removed that umbrella under which Nigeria has been hiding. Under which Nigeria has been hiding and killing its citizens. Under which Nigeria has been hiding and committing genocide. Under which Nigeria has been hiding and communities have been sacked by just a minority group called the Fulanis. What Trump has done he has pulled that shield, that umbrella, away from Nigeria. So Trump, we salute you and we thank you. We salute you and we thank you. I would like to stop here for now before I go into the next segment, so that if anybody has anything to say based on what has been said, based on what their own contributions, we would like to take that before I go into the next segment.
Thank you very much, co-host. Before we go further, I would like to let us know that as we are coming up to the mic, we should stick to the topic and go straight to our points of submissions. Thank you very much. I would like to hear from you, Afri Domi. Yeah, this is the first time of you being on the mic. So let's hear what you have to say concerning what we have been discussing so far. You are welcome.
I thank you, brother, and I thank you very much, host. And I think you spoke very eloquently and passionately, um, standing on the facts that you have spoken on. I would like to just say that the UN, as most of us know, is made up of 193 countries. And even in our own direct nuclear families, it's hard for everybody to agree on one subject. It's difficult to get a consensus of opinion. So what that means is that different countries will have different interests. The United States is the glue that holds most of these 193 countries together. And to a greater extent, the US is the country that pays most of the bills of the United Nations. Most country, even the Lugadian Zoo, doesn't pay its UN dues that they're supposed to pay. Now, Donald Trump pulled out of 66 different organizations. Some of them are some of them are UN organizations. For example, there is a United Nations organization that is known as the UN Trade and Development. It's called UNCTAD, UN Convention for Trade and Investment. And that particular entity is a very critical aspect of the United Nations. I don't think that it was wise for Donald Trump to pull out of that particular organization, UNCTAD. Two, as bad as the United Nations is, I don't think we should also throw away the baby with the bathwater. What we can do is to take the good aspects of the UN and then throw out those bad aspects. I call the attention of these commentariats to the fact that it was the United Nations working group on arbitrary detention that actually found Ohamadike not guilty in October of 2022, and also imposed a judgment that the zoo has to pay compensation to Ohamadike. So to that extent, I think that was in order. It was the UN working group that did that. So my point of view is that the UN also has its uses. Now, as it relates to our agitation for a Biafran Republic, if we can get more support from the UN, it would help. It will fast track and facilitate the actual.
Before you continue, I like what you're saying. Before you continue, please. Resolution or whatever. What has the UN done? UN
Are
passed
you
a
guys hearing me
resolution
from here?
and awarded costs, and yet Nigeria, which UN as an umbrella covers, its iniquities and criminalities, went ahead to imprison an innocent man, a man that UN has said it is not is innocent. Nigeria went ahead to give that person a life jail.
1 million.
You think?
1 million.
Let me ask you.
There? 1 million.
Let me ask you.
Are you guys hearing my voice there?
Let me ask you. If it was US, if it was US that declared NNAMDI KANU innocent and also asked for reparation, oh, you think Nigeria would have, UN would have left Nigeria? I mean, US would have left Nigeria to go ahead and imprison him? My brother, let's be factual. UN has lost its relevance. That's why US has to pull out. You don't need to keep funding an irresponsible, corrupt institution. You don't keep funding them. So I just want to correct you. You think that they have done us good? What was the essence of that their resolution? What did they do? Did they follow it up? Any enforcement? There was none. So go ahead.
I thank you very much, host. May I not be interrupted, please? You know, you have to. No, we cannot have an intellectual discourse if somebody is not talking when it's their turn to talk. You know.
Hello.
Because I'm thinking.
Can you hear me?
I have the mic.
1 million. Can you hear me?
Please, African, let's all take it one after the other. We know you have the mic before our mother is interjecting us. You understand? So let's just hear from her. Then we come back to you. We have so many hands up here. You understand? So you'll be able to air your opinion. So, Mommy Chicago, let's hear from you. What do you have to say?
This is government space. Anybody that is not aligning with what we are doing should go down, please. Or I will stop streaming this. We don't want anybody to throw. We want freedom and nothing more. If you support Fulani terrorists, go to their page. If you are not with Biafran government in exile,
don't worry, we are here. We are here. We are here. Don't worry yourself, my sister. We are here.
Okay, can mute. Okay. Assurance.
All right.
Let me continue.
All right, please. Let me give the mic here to. I think so many people came up already. Thank you, our host, for interjecting as well to correct that impression. Because we did not start what we are doing today, and I believe that those that are even joining us did not start listening to us today, and they already know what we are trying to say. But if anybody is coming here to, try to defend something that you do not have any facts or you do not have any clue of what you are saying or what you are talking about, is not welcome. So, anyways, let me just give the mic without wasting much time. My host, do you have anything to say before I give the mic to someone else so that they can continue? My host, are you there? All right. If you are not close to your mic, I would like to hear from you. Mazen could the number, please. Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's go round and come back again, please. Go ahead, include the number. Then I'll come back to you.
Where I needed to respond to him, I have done that. So allow others to.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All protocol duly and humbly observed. This is actually this is a big space where we speak the truth without political correctness, without minding whose us is God. We are not pampering or trying to be please, some mic is on. Please, could you kindly mute yourself so that we speak directly and communicate to those who are listening to us effectively. Thank you so much. United Nations has proven bias. Has proven bias. Yes, and a person like Trump, who is not a career politician, who
is not a political correctness controlled, has done what is right, what a true leader needed to be done, for the interest of the global citizens. UN has failed his responsibility in many ramifications, to the extent it is affecting the people, the indigenous people, right to self-determination. Yes, UN come to speak without action. They speak without backing it up with action, and Nigeria and the likes have actually used money to bribe their ways into blocking, into occupying many position that whereby when those that they don't like Biafra, submitted documents regarding to their plight, that particular person will remove it and block it from not being heard or not being discussed several times. How long are we going to be waiting for that kind of system that's supposed to be humanistic, life values organization, but turn out to be a respecter of certain individuals, certain group of people for their selfish interests? Imagine when United Nations came to Nigeria, General, telling the people to integrate a terrorist, to live in peace, to learn how to live in peace with terrorists who are not indigenous people, but they are criminal invaders from different parts of the world. They come forcefully, criminally, arm themselves by their people, their commanders, their funders that are in Nigeria government. They are telling us to live in peace with them. Why the people, indigenous people, are chased out of their ancestral land, living in IDP camp in their own country, in their own land? Who are the people that occupy their homes? Who are the people? Is UN not supposed to swiftly intervene in that aspect? Is UN not supposed to be swiftly intervene and make sure that those people are restored back to their ancestral homes? Who are the people occupying their space, occupying their ancestral homes? UN is playing hanky-panky, playing double standard, deceiving people, working on the tone. Look at all the media, all the newsroom, CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera. They are not covering what is right. It's supposed to be the voice of the oppressed victims, not voice of the oppressors. But they turn to be the voice of oppressors against the oppressed victim, which is not good to the world, not good to global citizens. When you are having an organization that's responsible, that's supposed to be responsible, like UN, but are not doing something they're supposed to do, it causes chaos, increase the global absence of peace and harmony. And we cannot continue like that. We cannot continue trying to be politically correct while things are being getting deteriorated to the detriment of the indigenous people. Biafra has been the victim of all these things for a long time, and we cannot allow that to continue. United Nations have become toothless bulldog, working on the interests of some criminals, some criminal elements, which Fulani Caliphate, Islamic terrorist apologist, has been part of the beneficiary of this nonsense to the detriment of indigenous people. We are not asking to be favored unlawfully. We are asking for you to be not the bias, be law abiding, respect your own law, respect the law, respect humanity, respect the right of indigenous people to self-determination. UN Charter for Human and People's Rights, for Human and Indigenous Right of Indigenous People to Self-Determination, and Africa Charter for Human and People's Rights 100% support back to what Biafran people are doing. But what is happening today? UN play hanky-panky, play hide and seek with life of Biafran people, with life of innocent people. Millions have died. Imagine where in 1970, 5 million children and pregnant women were starved to death. UN are looking at Britain. Instead of them to do what is right, they ignore that. Which genocide around the world today that is more than that? But UN are turning blind eyes as if they don't know what is going on. I said they don't know what Biafran people have suffered. such organization is not humanistic. They are not living up to its right responsibilities. So therefore, we stand on the support of President Donald Trump, Global 001, on what he's doing, because he's not doing it for self-interest, but he puts his people first. That is what a true leader is supposed to do. Charity, they say, begins at home. Put what is for the interest of the American citizen and also the global citizen at large, not a few minority, a few group of people for their self-interest, Islamic terrorists, apologists, and ideologists putting their interests because they have bribed their ways into such an organization and they block others. We cannot continue like that. Britain and the likes using UN to to cover evil. If they did not vote, or that will not happen. Look at them recognizing Palestinians, but they ignore Biafra. They ignore Biafra, who have suffered for decades. This gross human rights abuse, when it comes to Biafra issue, cannot be allowed to continue, and we are not supposed to be speaking or trying to be politically correct when talking about this issue. UN has been complicit. There has been biased, grossly, and we cannot allow that to continue. We stand on President Trump, what he's doing. So, like the host said, when a nation recognition should be based on interest of if that country is enough for you, what they're doing, if you recognize them, that is good, okay, not waiting for UN to say something. Why UN have been bribed with Fulani, British backed corrupt countries to the detriment of particular people that have been suffering this plight, which is Biafra has been a victim for decades. We must stand on what is right, not just be for undo favoritism, but as rights for humanistic life values, interests, and also universal law. We must stand on that. UN has been so biased. We don't want such organization. They must be addressed and renegotiated if they truly want to continue. As Trump has put out, we stand on that. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, Mazin, for the number for that quick one. Mazin Mas, you've been here for a very long time, so I will give the mic to you for your quick submission. Mighty Dot, you are welcome as well. So let's hear from you, Max.
I hope you are seeing. I hope you are seeing our tutors here. Tutors. Oh,
I'm not
she's out
seeing,
of
I'm not
mind.
seeing her. Oh, I'm seeing her on the listening session. I don't know. I sent her the. If she's
Yeah,
on the
school
mic,
out.
she
She's
has
out
the
of
mic.
mic. She was on mic before.
Yes, 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 yes. I sent her the request again to come up if whenever she is ready. So, Man X, you have the mic. Thank you.
No, we've been talking about
Okay, Man X, please, can you
the
speak up?
Blade Bulldog of
Yeah.
UN. And my brother, I think Anasonia when I was you. When you were saying this, I was like itching, but I wanted to say it now. So there's difference between when you say or you say maybe when you want to be correct, political correct, or all the political correctness as we put it, right? And at the end of the day, nothing happens. If you think about it, um, you UN has actually said something about MNK, all right? They made mention about the injustice. They made mention about charges or maybe compensation to him. What happens to today? He's in jail and nothing happens, and then these people will just like come in front of you and then behave or pretend to be with you, but actually they are raping you, they are eating you raw. You're only part of it because they're benefiting from your resources you have, your natural resources you have, and nothing else. They are not there for your interest. They are there for their own interest, just to make you look like you're part of them. If you think about it, when these were established in the first place, non-African African countries were there. If you check, like establishment was 1945, shortly after the Second World War. What happens to
Man X, I think your network is very very down. Please
Can you
try
not hear me?
to be positive.
Can you not hear
Yeah,
me?
okay. At least,
Can
yeah,
you hear
we
me?
can hear you now. Yes,
Okay.
now we can hear you. Audible, please. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is, when the establishment was 1945, right, and this happens after the Second World War, you know, and what happened between America and Japan, you know, um,
Go ahead,
yeah,
speak on. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, and what happened between America and Japan when they have, you know, Hiroshima that actually devastated um, Nagasaki and also on Hiroshima, like the atomic bomb that destroyed Hiroshima and then Nagasaki. So at the end of the day, they don't want this to repeat again. So they kind of have a conglomeration among themselves just to protect their interests, not your interest. At the seat of that, at the seat of that meeting that actually happened, you know, non-African countries were there. None, not every single one. And remember, you need to know this. There, they kind of use a map. Nobody, they don't, they're not even in Africa. They use a map to draw you're Nigeria. You're Ghana. You're Benin. That's why you have some of the Yoruba brothers in Ghana, some of them in Benin, you know, some of them in Niger. You know, you have someone that has nothing to do with you. When you look at them, you'll be wondering why you're in the same nation with them. In Dausa, with it, with Indibo. You know, sometimes when you look at this, you ask yourself, why are you here? Why are you with these people? And they so much hate you with passion and they are forcing you. You can clearly, it's blatant to everyone, but they can never allow you to leave because this is for their own interest, not yours. So even for me, I would see like this even late that, you know, this kind of withdrawal is coming right now. But, you know, all the same, it's still good. But just understand that this is never for you. When they say you, when you're not part of it, you know. So after they divided or kind of craft of or gerrymandered people into how they want it, they carry their gatekeepers like the president, the governors, and all those stuff, right? And then put there to ensure that their interest is actually preserved. No matter how you shout that these people are molesting you, they'll come and speak grammar. They will do nothing. Let me break it down. If I'm talking about UN, it might be so much different level. Come down to Nigeria, right? You see election is coming in. You will see the one Nigerianist. They will be all over the internet, shouting from morning till night, different platform, raising their voice and all those stuff, right? Nigerian government understand that these people, they have mouths, but they can't enforce it. They will shout all, make all their prediction and all those. At the end of the day, Nigeria understand that these people have online presence and they don't have any ground presence, and they will do nothing. No matter what they do, Nigerian government will still do what they do. And the Nigerian government will still be online as well to just make you believe that they are doing something and they have men on ground. And one of the key aspects you need to understand, just like in Biafra, we have online presence just like we're doing it right now, but we have men on ground as well. And Nigerian government, they understand this very, very well. That's why whenever I talk about Biafra, they are so scared because they know like what they have, we have. The only things like we are actually not, we can't match them with fund now. You know, but they understand like when it comes to fight, only Biafran area can actually challenge them. No matter how other Nigerians make noise, they don't care. They will just do what they do and nobody will enforce it. That's what UN is for you. So Nigerians understand that UN, they have online presence. They can wear all the suits in the whole world, speak all the grammar, be all the political correctness as they want to be. But at the end of the day, nothing happens. That's why they actually condemn your election. But Tinubu is ruling till today. They condemn it that they came at you, say this is not election. This is actually barbaric. Still, what's happening? Tinubu is ruling you today. They came out and say what happened to NNAMDI KANU is not right. But what happens? MNK is in jail today. So forget about them coming to wear suit and speak grammar and tell you what you like to hear. They are not for you. You need to understand this. So what Trump has done is the best thing ever. Remember, during the time of Buhari, you know, You see MNK, we kind of try all we can. It's good we tried anyway. Write letters when there, we are so to speak grammar and all those things. Like once we submit the letter, what these guys, the Nigerian government did cleverly is to ensure that their people are there. Even if you send later there, it will get before even get to the main people, they will just trash it and then bin it. It will never go anywhere because they have used their people to keep them in all the key places so that no matter what you do, even if you cry, thy kingdom come, nothing will happen because they are there, and they protect their interests. Another caveat you need to look at this is now they have Ukraine-Russian war, which is actually made, they put a sanction on Russia without much preparation, and Russia shut their oil as well. So we have bad inflation. Think about it, from something that is almost like 1% interest all the way to 5%. This is a killer. When we talk about 1%, it's not just 1%. It's just like way too high. So this thing is like killing them. And they need oil to survive. This is winter and all those, right? So their next target is to come to Africa. And where is Africa? In Biafra land. And who is protecting this thing to come to them as free of charge? That's Nigeria. No matter what you do, if they, like, sometimes I shout, Biafra should actually understand that we are in danger. If this oil connects to the European region, it will be 10 times harder for us to get what we are looking for. We only have seriously less than 3 years of Trump to do what we have to do. If the connection is made, these people will speak grammar till the next 50 years. They won't allow you. They will ensure that they put the worst person on that seat to ensure that their interest is served. And we need to understand it. We need to push this. Even on Twitter, make it like an aggressive investor. Fly away everywhere. Tag every person you need to, especially those that serve our interest. Tag them. If you see anything that comes up from information minister, anyway, even all the, if you say something right, keep sharing. Make sure that this reaches the right people. We need this more than ever now because they are still building this. As the last time I checked, and when the connection is made, believe me, what we're seeing now is just a small thing. You can see how corrupt they are. They will say, "Oh, the election is good," but they're working with Tinubu, they work with Buhari, and they'll work with whoever is there. They implant them to protect their interests. The British people, they will make sure that this happens. And the only thing that will stop them is a man like Trump that do not follow all the procedure or speak grammar to be correct. He sees what is right and he does what is right. So, brothers, this is a time, So we don't have that barrier anymore that we need to submit paper to the UN and then it won't go anywhere. They will trash it and no one hears our voice. Even if they speak grammar, nothing happens. This is the time that we have to come together and then push this forward. No matter your, Biafra inclination, this is the time. We don't have enough time to be running around. So I'm not coming against you, other brother, but you need to understand where you are and who is your friend and who serves your interest. This guy, EU, UN, all those, they have mouth or they can do, or they can speak all the ground, but they can't bite. And Nigeria understand that very well. That's why no matter what they said, they went ahead to do what they did and nothing happens till tomorrow unless Trump did something. The only strike you had in Nigeria today is, strike from Trump. And they kind of mellowed down because injection had been given to them. And they know if they mess up within these the next couple of years, it will be disaster for them. So everybody's panicking. And this is the time. And that reminds me about Nigerians. If they really want to protest, this is the time. Because they have, played people to a corner that nobody will even have the mouth to say anything. Everybody can you imagine Iran protest before? And they've been protesting and, even the Islamic Caliphate, they are so afraid to do anything because they know the bull is in the White House. So I heard information minister talking about 2 or 3 days ago about the protests in Nigeria. In fact, we need to fuel this because it's not only Biafran, we always kind of carry the brunt or do this alone. This is the time for everyone to put all hands on deck. If they call a protest, we should support them to make sure that we bring this evil down. It needs to go down. And the time is now, brothers. Everyone, this is an opportunity that, is once in a lifetime. No matter what you believe in, please come out. So I think I talked about, I mentioned about this. So in a nutshell, there are loads of understanding we need to have that when we say we are pulling out, or when we say like Trump pulled out and we support it, it's not just like, we are supporting Trump. We have seen that this does not benefit anyone and will not benefit us too tomorrow. We will have to do everything we have to do to get it done. I think said most of the things I initially scribbled it down, but there's an aspect I just remembered right now. The last one, or maybe one of the last one I'm gonna mention, is an opportunity that Biafrans have in Trump at the minute, and the disadvantage for the Nigerians. If you check when Israel was at the middle of the war, and then we have all this yearly congregation for all the different nationalities to go to UN to make injunction. You see, like Shetima went there to stand against Israel, calling for Palestine's sovereign state, and then talk down against Israel. And then not only that, they are Muslim ticket. They stand everything against what Trump hates with passion. This guy, they were so bold. If you see Shetima speaking on that page, you ask yourself, how do we get here? That someone representing me, representing Biafrans, will be calling for end of what we actually aligned ourselves with, Israel. And he's speaking in like, you can go to states, I think states and nations or something like that, and read what this guy read out against Israel. And now this is Netanyahu making public statement. This is the third time. 25th, he made a statement against Nigeria. Within that time and now, he has made three different statements, because these guys and it's coming to them from all fronts. And this is the time that for Biafrans have to follow this today to the core. All right. So they are panicking. They are afraid. They have actually exposed themselves, thinking that they have, and then when let me say a few months back, they thought like they've covered everywhere. No one can challenge them in Nigeria. They captured MNK. They have RPM, detained or imprisoned. No one can talk for us now. No one can do anything. So basically, they came out with upfront, and they were rushing it to make sure that before this will actually get released or come out, they have covered everywhere. So if you see the boldness on him, not knowing that they are exposing themselves. So at the end of the day, Israelites, they have analyzed this thing and know who is for and who is against them. And this is the time they are coming back to Nigeria. And Trump has also laser on Nigeria. So, dear friends, I don't know what we're waiting for. This is the time that we have to shout on top of our voices. Even if you don't know how to shout, if you don't know how to speak, keep retweeting. Anything you see about this, tag the necessary people. You just like Riley Moore, he has been to Nigeria. He understands the implication. He knows the danger. Just tag him. Tag Trump himself. All you need to do is just put at sign. Type Netanyahu. Before you finish typing, the name is actually appeared. Tag him on there and then send this. Any horrific picture you see in Nigeria, anything, even if one Nigeria posts it, tag to these people. Make it go wide. Make sure that we drag these monsters down. That's the only thing I'm asking, brothers. We don't have enough time. We only have this. We don't need to drag much longer. Kibu da godinda, call for godazo tagoda lazo wute. Udode. They won.
They will manage. You just spoke my mind. But I will allow our a na-akụ aka a na-akụ aka anyị nụkwara nke ị kụrụ that time ọ bụ na ị ga-etigere anyị again because manes all break go down everything ihe niile anyị na-ekwu so right now ka m hapụzie mic for nwada tutos ka o werezie ọnọdụ biko mighty dot biko ewekwala iwe o ka nwada ga-agụdị n'ihu ka anyị nụgodi from her anti tutos you have the mic. You're welcome.
Ndewo, minister, 1 million. Wow, long time. Ndewo, our host, the lecturer himself, our veteran. Ndewo, for gathering us once again. Obi Chicago, one name, I saw your message. Ndewo. Mighty Dot, thank you for sparing this time, giving me. I really appreciate because I just want to use 2 minutes to say good night to Biafrans. I know some people, this will be morning for them, afternoon, evening. They will. All protocol observed because I don't know if I am timed, but I promise I will not take a lot of time. Yes, thank you so much, our host, veteran. God bless you. God bless you for gathering us together once again. God bless you. I just want to, you know, Afri Dominion. You see, this comment that you put, this statement you put in the comment section, we don't do like that in Briggy Space. You should even tell them, thank you for giving you mic to speak. For you to write this kind of nonsense that it is regrettable, I think you should even clap for the person that gave you mic. Because that person respected you enough. This is Briggy Space. You've not even shared our space. And our people have the mind to give you mic and you are still having bad mouth. Which one is your own? Eh? You should say thank you. And you are coming here to try to advise US on what to do. That is not how we operate here. The only country that responded to the genocide in Nigeria on Biafran is the United States of America. We don't play with them. We will support them because that is the only state that heard our cry. That is the only state that removed the protective shield from Nigeria. So we don't joke with them. So please, next time when you come and they give you mic, kindly mind your language. Okay, this is government space. And they have also, I love to check. Most people here have not shared this space. People that shared this space initially was those that shared. I think that one went down. And after that, people did not share it again. So please, if you are here and you have not shared this space, what are you waiting for? Sharing is free. Whenever you join any space, the first thing you have to do is to click the share button. It doesn't cost you anything. So that this message can go far and wide. We need Biafrans to wake up. We need everybody to come together. But coming together does not mean come here and castigate anyone. When you get the mic, focus on your submission. Don't castigate the Western powers. They are not your problem. Fulanis in your community are your problem. And we know exactly what we are supposed to do. Channel your anger to your pocket that you don't want to bring out the money and support your freedom. What are you stacking your money for in Nigerian bank and in foreign banks where you reside? You see? Come and fund your freedom. America will not come fund your freedom for you. They have their own problem. Look at what Donald Trump is tweeting. And secondly, most of us here, we've not made any post. I can say, Joe, I was just moving around searching. No, we are not up to 5 people here that have made posts today, that have created posts today. Yes, so how will they hear our cry? How? Now the news handle, they are turning the story of our Maz Elias that has established his own firm. They're saying he exceeds from Briggy. We are supposed to go there and engage that post, make post with it, quote it and say, Mbano, this is a wrong headline. He has not. Give them the link to go and verify the real news. Yes, that is our work. Elias will not fight alone. We have seen how our lobbies is so aggressive in this attacking anybody that wants to attack Briggy. So we should give him that backup. He needs it from us. This beautiful tweet now from Donald Trump. Iranian patriots, keep protesting. Take over your institutions. Where are we, Biafrans? He said, save the names of the killers and abusers. Yes, that is what we are doing in Biafra. We have gathered all those names. We've compiled all those names of those that are killing us, all those legitimate governors, all of them from Shetima till the least person, even those that died, their names must appear. After all, they are giving appointment to dead people in Nigeria. Have you not seen it? So even those that died, their names will appear. They will call their names and they will die 10 times in their graves because they killed Biafrans. Trump is saying they will pay a big price. And he went on to say, I have cancelled all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stop. Help is on its way. Mega President Donald Trump. What of Biafra? When will this kind of message knock on our door? When we are, stacking our money. We don't want to invest in IOU. Those of you that God have blessed. IOU is an investment. So what are you keeping your money for? They've started to tax you. I said it. Not only me, Pastor Dakome said it, and all the Northerners said it, that they will not pay this tax that they've started collecting from all of us in Biafra land. Because Biafrans are the targets. All this noise that they are making, you will pay this. Small time now, they will tax you for owning generator. They will say it is causing a noise pollution. You will pay because you cannot resist. I saw someone said that each shop now is paying 30,000 naira as tax. Now tell me, how much will you sell in a year? What will be your profit? They want to drain all of us. Economic strangulation is on the way. And as they are doing, the Fulani mixed blood that they gave birth to in Biafra land, they are now converting to Islam. I tell them, once we restore ours, you will run and go back to your father's place because all of you are not Biafrans. So my people, we have to wake up. We have to increase what we have been doing. Not coming to space to talk when you don't support your freedom is waste of time. All of us here, we have gathered, but how many of us here will be there during fundraising? You see, it's very easy to log in, listen to this beautiful teaching from our veteran and all the beautiful speakers. But when it is time for you to fund, even if you have one AJ, bring it, one AJ, bring it. If that is what you feel that you can, comfortably bring, because nobody is forcing you. It will go a long way. If we want to buy anything and one AJ is missing, the money is not complete. So don't sit on the fence. Most of people are coming back. If you were supporting Onyendu, what do you think Onyendu will be telling you to do now? This is the reason why we cannot take orders from our leaders in the prison. It is not possible. But our leaders expect us to do something. That support we gave to our leader, why don't you give to our active Prime Minister? AU, he is the active. The other one is inactive. We have an acting Prime Minister, active one, which we should give him all the support that he needs. Those of you that said, oh, because Simon Ekpa, first of all, was detained, now he has been sentenced, I will wait until when he comes out. Wait for where? What is our inactive Prime Minister telling you? Did he say you should go and sleep? Do you think that our Prime Minister is a stupid man in Finland detention? He is not stupid. Our inactive Prime Minister, yes, I'm using the word inactive because he is incapacitated. You can read any meaning you want. I don't care. That is the right word. Because the saboteurs are painting him and they are trying to add more pain to him. And they don't want him to come out. That is why they are, tagging him in all that they are doing, using his name to inflict more pains on him. That is not what we want. So for now, he is inactive and we have an active one. Let me tell you people something. My veteran, I'll go to the topic. You see, I said I will not take so much time. This is the mistake we make in this space. Please, do I have time? I work with time. Do I have any time limitation or what? Do I have time? Okay. I thought I have a duration to speak. Okay. So our Prime Minister is not a stupid man. He is a very intelligent man, well calculated and well focused. He knows what he taught us. Our inactive prime minister is sending a strong message to all Biafrans.
In your language.
Let me tell you guys what is happening.
Bad people everywhere.
Our inactive prime minister is under serious duress. Believe it or not. It is the template they've given to him. They have threatened him. Go back and reflect. Do you think he'll be sending out all those messages without the approval of the Finland prison supervisors or guard or whatever, or warden? You know, in Nigeria we call them prison warden and all that. Do you think they are not aware of all the messages that he's passing out? They are aware with their permission, because what? They want him to destroy Briggy. But it is not in his will. He just have to play along with them. But he is telling you in the opposite. Even though I am supporting these people, telling that is what they want him to do. But you that have been his student, an Onyendu student, why don't you read in between the lines and decode what is happening to him right there in that Finland prison? The same man that said, Kech Ngozi, that what Ngozi is doing in social media, Ngozi should just get out of social media. She should disappear. Now, after 2 months interval, that same man flipped. It should tell you something is wrong with him. Something is wrong with our inactive prime minister. He has to play along. But he knows that he taught us very well. He knows that he's the same man that told us that he will not take, or Biafrans will not take any instruction from Onyendu. He knows. He knows we believe in what he can do and what he cannot do. Now look at the pattern here. This is just my belief. I don't know what you people are saying, but this is just what I feel it is happening with him. Look at the pattern. All the people that he claimed to align with are those working with Nigerian government. And the aim of the Nigerian government is to destroy Briggy. So Nigerian government believes, Nigerian government is influencing Finland as well. And they believe that the only institution that is exposing Nigeria is Briggy. We should understand what is happening. So how will they destroy Briggy? They must use our inactive prime minister to destroy Briggy, because they are testing something. They did the first litmus test and he passed it by withdrawing the court case of Ngozi. They threatened him. Do you think the same man that said Kech Ngozi will do that? The answer is no. He is under serious duress, and the time we work, but we should come together and fund and get this freedom. Let him come out and join us. That is his dream. That is the same dream of Onyendu. The same thing Onyendu does whenever he comes to the court. He will speak, telling you that this 1 year will not kill him. With boldness and authority. What does that mean? Continue fighting. I will not give up until Biafra is restored. That is why he is in the detention. He never told us go and sleep. No fear on his face, nothing. Boldness, full of energy and hope. Because if he had decided to fall away, he would have come out since. If he had decided to receive all the bribe, he would have come out since. But he said, no, I am still here. That is what is happening to our prime minister right now. Let me tell you, the attack is on Briggy. The attack is not only on Elias, the attack is also on our active prime minister right now. Those two people, because the Nigerian government knows that Ngozi cannot go to Washington, D.C. and pull any action. Nothing. They also know that Imam Madabu is not productive. So what? They have to use our inactive prime minister and say, okay, work with these people, create that picture that you are with them. So he has to do it because he's under duress. But is that what he wants us to do? The answer is no. Do you think if he comes out tomorrow that he will go and meet with Imam Madabu? The answer is no. So they have to create this enmity between him and our lobbyists. And our lobbyists understand the game very well. They feel that if we attack Elias, that Elias will run away and say, okay, I'm not fighting for Briggy again. That is the plan of the Nigerian government. They are pinching Finland. Tell Simon to do this one. Tell Simon to do this one. Tell Simon to do this one. He will do. If he doesn't do, we will repatriate him, threaten him that you repatriate him and all that. He is under threat. But are we going to fold our hands and wait We all know the purpose. He is there. We all know the purpose. Onyendu is in Sokoto prison. So if you are folding your hands and you don't want to contribute to our freedom and your own freedom, what do you think will happen? If Mazi Elias is not strong enough, what do you think would have happened? But he understands what is going on. Our active prime minister understands what is going on. That is why we are not taking anything personal. We are not fighting emotional freedom. We are fighting freedom with strategies, advanced strategies. Because, my people, the more they attack us, the more they design their template, the more strategic we become. You have seen that our lobbies now have established its own firm because they understand what is happening. They are no more on, he is no more under Moran Global Strategies. Who was doing the work? It's the same Obong Elias. Now, I want to use this opportunity to also tell those that Ngozi has brainwashed them that Elias was sacked. Elias was not. Who can sack him? Was it our prime minister that owns Moran Global? The answer is no. So why would he sack Elias? He cannot sack him. Elias is not his employee. Moran Global is his employee. So now, this is a blessing for us in disguise because that negotiation, that engagement in Washington, D.C. will move to the next level. That they don't have to wait. Oh, what will Simon say in prison? Will he kick against this one? Will he kick against that one? That kind of era has passed. So we have to now increase the tempo with our finances and leave our leaders in the prison to focus on their pen. They are looking up to us. From what is happening now, our inactive prime minister is totally free. Nobody can accuse him of sending instruction from the prison. We need to understand what is happening. Why I'm saying this, people that have decided to sit on the face, those bench warmers, should know that it is a blessing for our inactive prime minister in this guys because they will release him when it is time. Only what we are doing in Washington, D.C. will release our leaders. So our bringing has nothing to do with Moran Global that our prime minister contracted. No, that era is closed. Do you understand what is happening? So he cannot give orders and say, Moran Global, you must do this, you must do that, I'm the prime minister. It cannot happen again. So we have the free hand to get this, our freedom today, if we are ready to fund.
Bam.
So we will never take instruction from them, from prison, because both of them are under duress. So what are we supposed to do? Do we expect to also hear this same message from Trump? That we should expose our killers? That help is coming? Because to Biafrans, the message is clear. Expose the killers. Demand freedom. And don't surrender to your institution to a violent state. Justice comes when the world can no longer look away. How are we going to expose our killers and demand freedom? It cannot work like Akamu and Akara. It has to work with Eje and Ejemma. It has to work with those two items, Eje and Ejemba. They work together. Iran has not given up. Every day, Iranians, sorry, every day they are increasing in number, even when they are killing them. So imagine President Trump telling them that he has cancelled all meeting with Iranian officials until the senseless killings of the protesters stops, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Now you saw the number of people that the terrorist country Nigeria arrested in Edo. They've arrested them, trying to put fear in the minds of other indigenous people that may want to, to protest. But will that stop anything? It cannot stop. We have seen how which state governor has released how many Boko Haram members to go and join military, about 70, through peace deal. But Onyendu is still there. Talking. I know talking is good, but we have to back it up with Eje and Ejema. And our brother has put up this beautiful topic today. Global power shift. Of course, what Trump's UN withdrawal means for Biafrans. Because we know very well, for decades, the world power structure was built on a simple rule. Very, very simple rule. And major nations act through all these international clubs and committees, especially what was playing out in the UN. Now, it is gone. And that system was designed for consensus, which Trump said, no, I cannot work under multilateral consensus anymore. I need bilateral, one-on-one discussion. So if we want Trump to discuss with us one-on-one, then we have to buckle up. We have to sit up. That is what is expected from us. When you look at that design consensus that UN designed, it always protects the status quo of some people, beginning from Amina. And this fight did not start today. If you also go to social media news or handle, you will see a lot of news with the OIC that we discussed a few days ago. How UN and OIC cooperation critical to advancing peace and stability. You see, critical. These two people coming together, critical to do what? Advance peace and stability. How is that possible? We know that they can never advance peace and stability, where they can never be where UN and OIC is. We know what OIC is. Organization of Islamic Cooperation. I think we did program on this topic I think last week or so. We know that nothing can come out of it. It is the agenda of Ahmadu Bello. So how can they bring out peace and stability? It cannot happen. These are coded words. Peace and stability for them to continue to Islamize people and kill people. So for people seeking freedom like us Biafrans, for the United Nations to protect status quo is for those in United Nations, those that align with them. But for us Biafrans that are seeking for freedom, this is a prison for us and we have to come out of this prison. Our case for self-determination will be taken to a UN committee where Nigerian allies will block it. So now we are free. We can no more go there. We are absolutely free. And whenever they take our case to what do you think will happen, they'll say respect territorial integrity. That's the word they know. That's the language that they know. And the world will move on. You see? And our suffering will continue to be ignored. So what President Trump did by withdrawing from withdrawing the United States from this 66, is this 67 or this 67 and 68 or so, international organization, including these UN bodies, it's not just a policy shift. It is a global power shift. Other nations will also pull out. So he has effectively declared that the world's sole superpower will no longer outsource its moral and strategic judgment to an entity who finds pleasure in killing people, who pay deaf ears when people are crying. Yes, that is what they are good at. UN pay deaf ears. UN pay deaf ears when they are killing. When they are killing a peaceful Biafran Protestant, UN was silent about it. When Nigerian army admits killing how many thousands of Biafrans, they were silent about it. What of Onyendu? What of the 6 months ultimatum that they gave to Nigerian terrorists to release Onyendu? What did they do after that? Nothing, because they are good in writing lengthy authoritative letter, giving command, do this, do that. That's what they are good at. They were busy protecting Nigeria. And we've seen so many times how they have called Nigeria a strategic partner, even when they are killing us. They were busy providing development funding that is making Nigeria economy to keep on running, which is the #1 reason why Nigeria had to join OIC. Joining OIC means you can borrow money. They can come together and fund you. What are they funding you for? Terrorism, for you to buy weapons and kill your people. That's why they joined OIC. That is why Ahmadu Bello joined and took Nigeria. It's the agenda of Ahmadu Bello. And the Sultan of Sokoto is making it to be alive, activating it every time. It was the same, what is this man's name? Gowon. So we did a program on this. I will not start to go back. This UN enforced territorial integrity doctrine, which means to force unity, not freedom. So they were not neutral, they were complicit. You will never see them hold Nigeria accountable for anything. They will always stay silent. So what are we supposed to do as Biafrans? To stay silent and allow terrorists to keep on killing us? So for us, this is a shift. This shift is our sunrise after a long night. But the window is only open for a short time. President Trump, we appreciate what he's doing, but we have hope in America. We thank God for God using him, but we have hope and believe that America will come to our aid. But will they come to our aid when we are sleeping? The answer is no. So for them to pull out the Nigerian shield, who was shielding Nigeria? United Nations. That diplomatic cover that labeled a corrupt, violent state as a strategic partner. They have lost its most powerful enforcer, which is UN. Have you ever heard Amina? Amina said, oh, Tinubu never told her that he had challenges with security. I mean, within security. That was the first statement Amina made. So UN has never been for us and they will never be. So America is no longer in the room to be, outvoted or pressured into silence anymore. And you could see that it is radiating. It is radiating. We have to come together and fund. All that we need is funding right now. Whether you support our active Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkero, or whether you are still waiting for our Onyendo, or you still love him, no problem. You are still loving our inactive Prime Minister, no problem. Continue, but we need you to go to our website, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org, and drop what you have. Click that link. If you have money to give us IOU, go to that same website. If you don't have the number to our APM or the number to our information minister or the number to our COS or any of the ministers here, go to our website, click the link to donate. If you click the link, you see how to donate. If it is about IOU, click the contact, fill the form. Somebody will contact you with your information and guide you on how to deposit the money for IOU. This IOU, you will get a certificate. Now, if you give us 10,000 AJ, let me just come down a little. That 10,000 AJ means $10,000, unquote. We will give you double of that. How will we give you? We have the resources. All the resources in the Gulf of Guinea belongs to Biafra. There is no state in Biafra that does not have resources. I mean natural resources. So we are more than able. We know that we can pay you back hundredfold. Where do you think all this oil that they are dragging is coming from? It's from our land. While we are there suffering, our oil is busy servicing Europe. But when we get our freedom, do you think that will continue? The answer is no. We have to turn our mess to a message. That's what we have to do now. We have been in this mess for a very long time. Let us turn it into a message. And what is that message? Messaging ourselves, messaging people that we know that there is some a government called Biafra Republic Government in Exile, that when they kidnap Onyendo and detain him and detain our inactive Prime Minister Simon, that Biafra struggle did not end. It is still ongoing. We have reached Washington, D.C. that we've never reached before. Anybody castigating our active Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere, know that that person was not for Biafra. Anybody that is saying he's not supposed to, step in, and we are not supposed to call him active Prime Minister, ask the person whether our Ogechukwu Nkere has been passive since the last 2024. Ask the person that question. Oh, you say we should not call him active Prime Minister. Has he been passive for more than 1 year now? Just ask the person that question. If the person have the mind to answer, then he will go to heaven. Because this man has not been passed right from the convention ground. Right from the convention ground, he started being active. Without him, there would have been no Lati. Without him, there would have been no redeclaration. He stepped in when Ngozi Orabueze went away with our money. Our active Prime Minister was the only man that came out and reminded all Biafrans that were there and all of us that watched in the whole wide world. What is today? Today is 2nd December 2024. The anointed day that the Lord gave for us to have a redeclaration. And he has been active since that time till date. So anybody kicking against it was not for Biafra. You hear me? So this pulling away, this withdrawal means it's also a path to recognition. Because UN cannot block our recognition door anymore. They can never do this. You see? How would they block it? China and Russia, they are there. They could veto it. You know, in UN Security Council, made up of 5 nations, Russia, China, US, UK, and France. Out of these 5, only one is supporting us, which is US. How do you think we will cross the gate? We will not cross. And all the 5 votes must be complete. You see what God is doing for us? So what are we now doing? If God is busy creating ways for us, opening windows for us, opening doors for us, and what we are supposed to do, we don't want to do it. Instead, we want to do video. How we will become, do video, show our compound in Biafra land. Everybody will know that you have arrived. Show your flashy cars, show your mansion, show this, show your beautiful children. Who made the Biafra land to be free and safe for you to go and enjoy? They are Biafrans that are sacrificing everything. Even all of us here gathering here. We are not sleeping. We are here talking, spreading the gospel. Without our listeners here, who will I be talking to? These are all commitments. These are all commitment. So if you are coming back after knowing 1 year that you have been, fooled, you have been deceived, come back with your Ije and your Ijemba. Stop giving Gozo Rabeze your money. Every time she's passing bill. Now I saw it, I don't know who she is, I saw it. She's now fighting praise with database and ID. They must fight themselves. No be them. They must fight themselves. Ada is there with Ajere. Let us leave the fighting for them because they started it. Ajere was saying Ada is God sent. Now she's no more God sent. So let's leave the fighting for them. My people say, what does it mean? The war between me and my enemies. Fight it for me. I'm not putting my hands there because when they were planning it, I was not there. Yes, when they were planning it in the secret, I was not there. So fight this fight. And I'm telling God, fight this fight for Biafrans. Let all our enemies that dreamed and planned and executed all these attacks against Brigade, let them fight among themselves. Whatever is happening to them, we don't care. The only thing we care, they should bring their agenda, go to website. Give us the money if you still believe in Biafra. But you know what? They don't believe in our freedom. They don't want Biafra to come so that they will keep on getting money from YouTube and all their social media handle. So they can never support Biafra to come. If Biafra come today, who will be listening to their castigating words? Nobody will listen. We will all be busy. Our radio station will be running with good information, verified information, running with progress and development, right, left, center. Who will have time to go and listen to YouTubers? Who will have time to go and listen to Hungry Algeria? So they don't want this thing to come. They don't want our freedom to come. And those of you going to listen to them, you are adding views to them. And you are encouraging them to be coming out every day to talk. And lie, because they must lie. People want to listen to lies. You see what is happening? Instead of you to go and spend your money, load data and go and listen to lies, why don't you convert that money for data into our website? Why don't you convert that money if you're in the homeland? Identify with your admin and pay your liberation tax and pay your funding. Homeland must be liberated. All that we are doing, the freedom is not for those in diaspora. The freedom is for the homeland. So there must be action in the homeland. We must bring down all Nigeria institutions in Biafra land. It must all go down. That's what we want. That is our target. Our BDF, they've made video, and there's a message from Igwe Butuzo. I don't know 1 million. If after maybe you played, there's a message from Igwe Butuzo that all Biafrans should come together. All Biafrans should recognize him. Why do you think he's sending that message? Because they are ready for action, but something is deterring them, and that thing is logistics. They've come out to say, we need you to recognize us. All Biafrans in diaspora and homeland, they should recognize us. This is time for action. And he has said in that video that all our commanders are intact. Don't let anybody bully you with fake news. That is the word from Igwe Butuzo through the commander that he sent. You see, this same Igwe Butuzo joined our program and still said the same thing. fund your freedom, because he knows that we are able to fund our freedom. So the pathway now is direct. The pathway now is bilateral and values-based. So it is the pathway of Israel in 1948 and Kosovo, which I said a few days ago. They were recognized without UN consensus. That's what happened. Because powerful nations acted on principles. So Trump's action has sent a very clear message. America will now judge nations directly on their merit and actions. So what is the merit that we have? Do we have merit as Biafrans? Are we ready? Our APM said the other day in this space, are we ready? If they want to have meeting, where will they stay? We need to take over our land one by one. That is the merit that they will see. Not the merit of us talking in this space. But we have to talk so that people will know the importance and the significance of bringing the Ije and the Ijema. We need action in the homeland. That's where the action should be. I don't know how you people want us to talk. Trump is telling all those people, if you run a narco state that massacre its people like Venezuela, what will happen? That you will be the target. You will be the target. If you are a peaceful people with a clear case for self-determination like us and a vision that aligns with their democratic values, oh my God, they will be our potential partner. That's the message is passing to the whole world and passing to all of us. But we have to do something to merit it. It's going to be on merit. Somaliland have merited it. They earned it. They've earned their recognition. They were not sleeping. They worked together. Venezuela, we've seen what is happening. Iran, we've seen what is happening. Imagine the president of the United States, giving support to all these people because it's evidence-based, factual. He has seen it. Nobody is gossiping into his ears. He has seen it with his eyes, how determined they are to get their freedom. But where is the video from Biafra land for him to see? There is nothing to show, apart from the structure that we have. So we have to do something so that he will also hear and watch by himself. Not somebody going to, whisper into his ears. He need to see. He need to see what we are doing. So our task is now critical claim. We must step into this new landscape with courage and precision. Let us not be deviated from, by what the saboteurs are doing, because they know that we are making progress. That is why they're bringing all this distraction. Imagine Adadjorama warning Ajere to stop what he's doing with the name of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. She played the video of our information minister that said we will not take orders from our leaders. Others supported because they know the truth. Remember, she is an insider with Imam Madabo and this. They know what they plan. That's the reason you see her come out and said, yes, it is true. What they are doing will not even allow Obatobie to come out again. That Nigeria should stop it because she is an insider. She knows their game very well. You see, I said I will not talk. Okay, I think. So, my people, we must be ready to support our lobbies, to support our active prime minister, to support our de facto government in the homeland. I told you here, if you are not aware, please, if you are just joining, kindly share the space. It is free of charge. If you are not aware that we pay liberation tax every month before 15th of every month, it is not late. Today is 13. Call your admin. Ask your admin. Go and join your Telegram group. Ask your admin in that Telegram group, admin, how do I pay my liberation tax? Or if you notice that he is the admin of your state, message him privately. He will guide you. My people, we will soon start ID. We will need your receipts. That is the only proof that shows that you supported the freedom. We will need your receipt. So no support is wasted. Support and keep your receipt. You will soon present it. So we must present our case to Washington, D.C., not as a plea, no, but as a strategic opportunity that recognizing a free, democratic, and resource-rich Biafra is in America, is in also in their interest, Americans' interest, because it is America first. Whatever is in the interest of America is also in the interest of Biafra. We have adopted the Western culture that allows freedom. That is what Christianity is all about. I'm sorry, I'm a Christian. because I'm not under bondage. Christianity aligns with the Western culture. You have your freedom. Nobody is giving you time to pray. You are not constrained by, time to pray. You don't need to face this direction before you pray or that direction before you. Freedom is so sweet. If we have the freedom of worship, why don't we have the whole entire freedom? So that we lie down in our home in Biafra land, we enjoy the good weather, we enjoy our free, fresh vegetable soup, nkwobi, everything, ofe nsala, our own ekpan kokwa, afia ferry boat. All that you can only enjoy when you have a secure territory. You cannot tell me that the pounded yam you make with what do they call this thing in Obodo Yibo will be like the pounded yam that you will use mortar and pound in Biafra land. It's not the same. Food processor, yes, it can never be the same. We must go back home. And let me tell you, don't claim, don't relax because you have Western passport. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. Visas are being revoked every day. What is your security? Where do you think you will go if they send you out? It's Biafra land. And by the time you go, Fulani is lying down on your matrimonial bed. What will you do? You cannot send them out because you refuse to fund. How many people died in December during Christmas? How many? How many people went to Biafra land or visit Nigeria and went back this year? How many? Check the statistics, you will see. But if Biafra land was recognized and secured, you will go there and sleep peacefully and go back without being afraid of anything. Check the news, you will see. President Trump warned them, don't go. This nonsense UK Prime Minister warned them, don't go. That one that has become a shame in the society. He doesn't even know what to say again. Because the blood of Biafrans is haunting them, one by one. So my people, let me not talk again, Let me So my people, the global power has shifted and now the referee has left the field. So now it is time for us to play our game on our own terms and claim our freedom. Thank you so much. I've taken a lot of time. Let me stop here so that others will speak. Yeah, I'm talking like that because I wasn't given any time frame. There were my host. Good night from here. Thank you.
Whoa, Anna.
The host, now they try you. Now they try the host. Make una the try control na space, okay? I will, just keep somebody on the talk. Keep the mic. If you don't stop us, you will not stop.
Onyeka, Ikulakeba, and Akukwakeba.
My lady, I want me here Jakwaka, I want me here Jakwaka. Okay, I'm gonna.
Very good. Very good.
Onyeka, what happened?
Very good. Onyeka.
No, I can't. No, I'm not. My lady, you're not. I'm talking about the host and their duty, not your duty. Whatever you do, you are right.
When I picked the mic, I asked, do I have time frame? I was
It's
told
not your fault. I'm not talking to you, my lady. You're not your fault at all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Mighty Dot is there. Mighty Dot, you can go ahead.
Okay, you mean I should control the length of time, right? Is that what you mean?
Mighty Dot.
Yeah, I let Marty Dot finish so that I can be able to run through this something. Marty Dot, go ahead now.
Greetings. Is there anybody that can speak maybe in the next 5 minutes? I'll be free.
Okay, all they can mention Kaka.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay. Why don't I?
Okay, let me say something. My hand was up, please, before you continue.
Do you want us to stop and start it all over so that you can share it?
Yeah, thank you so much. All protocol observe. You see everything to us here, please. She have spoken everything anybody's supposed to speak here. We need to action. We need